your family budget, your ability to fill up your tank, none of it should hinge on whether a dictator declares war and commits genocide in a half a world away. To help deal with this Putin price hike, I've authorized the release of 1 million barrels per day for the next 6 months from our Strategic Petroleum Reserve.
At the gas pump, the cash register, and pretty much everywhere, Americans are paying more. A government report out Tuesday shows consumer prices jumped 8.5% in the month of March, the fastest inflation rate since 1981, easily erasing most wage increases. As you just heard the president say, he is announcing a plan to help bring down gas prices.
So with inflation hitting its highest level in 40 years, what more can President Biden's administration do to try to ease American minds during this inflation crisis? Joining us live right now is John Quelch, the dean of the Miami Herbert Business School. Dean Quelch, thank you so much for being with us. So what can Americans expect over the next few weeks with inflation? Are these prices going to keep going up?
There's plenty of inflation still in the pipeline. We have a very tight labor market that's driving wage inflation. Secondly, we have the commodity price increases as a result of the Ukraine war disruption. And thirdly, don't overlook the fact that we have still a lot of COVID-related lockdowns in China that are continuing to affect factory production and supply chain out of China. So there's more inflation in the pipeline.
How much of the inflation do you think is due to the war in Ukraine and the cutoff of Russian oil to the United States?
Well, of course, the percentage of U.S. energy that's dependent upon imports from Russia is relatively low, only around 8%, much lower than it is for Europe. And therefore, the U.S. is to some extent inoculated against this impact. But the fact of the matter is that oil prices are global and depend on supply and demand globally. So the president's move to release for 6 months barrels of oil a day, 1 million a day from the Strategic Reserve, that's a good thing. He's also relaxed ethanol restrictions for the summer months. Normally, in the summer, you can only buy ethanol blended gas up to 10% ethanol content, as opposed to the usual 15%. That's being relaxed for the summer as well. And the administration is claiming that these combined efforts are going to result in pulling down the price of the pump by 10 cents a gallon. But of course, that's pretty insignificant when you consider that gas prices have gone up 48% in the last 12 months.
Yeah, and also pretty insignificant when you consider the cost of pretty much everything else. A gallon of milk, bread, chicken, you name it, all of that has gone up. So what can people do to try to lower the hit of inflation to our wallets?
Yes, so most consumers are very savvy when it comes to these situations. They will adjust their purchase behavior. They will buy less expensive brands, maybe switch to private label, cut back on some of the treats, discretionary spending in restaurants, and going to the movies might go down as a result of the pressure of inflation. Consumers are pretty savvy, and they'll look out for the best deals that are available, switch their business to the supermarket chains that are offering the best value prices.
Got to tighten those belts and watch the wallet. Okay, John Quelch, the Dean of the University of Miami's Herbert Business School, thank you very much for joining us with your insight on inflation, how it's affecting so many people in this country.